Ladies and gentlemen, and hockey fans of all ages, it is that holiday season. We are getting closer and closer to Christmas. Kids are wondering, what is Santa going to bring them? NHL teams are wondering, hopefully they can get a good Christmas present, a good win streak, some big goals, help them achieve some milestones, or maybe a big trade or two to help improve the roster. My name is Randy Dillon. Welcome back to another exciting edition of Randy Talks Hockey. We are going to continue on with our little holiday theme we started on last episode, go through each division and talk about the team's Christmas wish list. We ended off with the Pacific. We're going to start with the Central today. But first of all, we're going to get into some breaking news that has happened around the league since our last video. The breaking news was Pete DeBoer was fired as the head coach at the San Jose Sharks. Bob Boughner has taken over as the head coach, most likely for the remaining of the season. I knew the Sharks were in trouble at the start of the season. I didn't really have them high on the specter when doing my early season predictions. I had a feeling DeBoer was on the hot seat, but Doug Wilson really kind of put DeBoer in a hole. They decided to keep Erik Karlsson over Joe Pavelski, losing the captain of your team. The goaltending, I've said it for a long time, I'm not a fan of Martin Jones. His numbers are just not getting the job done. It just has not been good enough for the Sharks. And as a result, Pete DeBoer is out. Now, Bob Boughner, he formerly was the head coach of the Panthers the last two seasons. I think he's facing some similarity he had with the Sharks like he did in Florida. He had them good offense, but the defense is questionable. The goaltending is down. Bob Boughner only had half a season of good goaltending. That was back in the 2017-2018 season where Roberto Luongo came back from injury, and he was just great later in the season. But right now, Boog are going to face that similar situation. Look at the game the other night between the Sharks and the Rangers. The Sharks up 3-2. The Rangers scored some quick goals in 6-3 the final. The Sharks are in a hole, but if you're a team like the Ottawa Senators, you're like, yes, keep losing games, keep dropping down the standings. We need a first overall pick because last year we gave up our pick. Now give us yours. We'll see. There's still a lot of hockey left in the season. Only time will tell. Now, Taylor Hall's name once again is on the trade market at a front. He was a healthy scratch last night against the Colorado Avalanche. So trade imminent. The Avalanche are the front runners. There are other teams in the run for Taylor Hall. The reports of St. Louis Blues. In the run, the Blues with Tarasenko out long term, that could fill a hole right there. The Arizona Coyotes, they do have the assets and the picks. Question will be, how can it be the cap recline? Because they are a budget team. I think the Islanders are going to be a team in the run. They could use the top six forward. They have cap space and they have pick. Montreal Canadiens, they have cap space, but do they have the pick? We know Taylor Hall said he wants to go back to the Oilers, but the Oilers don't have the cap space, nor I don't think they have the assets. Only time will tell where Taylor Hall will go. Looks like time for Ilya Kovalchuk and the Kings are coming to an end. Reports are they're in close to terminating the contract. Kovalchuk hasn't played since sometime in November. Very long time. No trade bargaining. If you heard it over on the radio, I have. And the big thing is for Kovalchuk, that extra year on his deal at $6.25 million cap it because he is in over 35. I don't know if a trade's imminent. It's going to be a one-for-one swap. Kings are going to eat some of Kovalchuk's salary. Hard to say what's going to happen there, but if a termination does happen, the Kings, that $6.25 million is going to really hurt them next season. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into our special holiday theme where we talk about what teams would like for their Christmas wish list. Christmas wish. We're going to start off with the Central, as we said earlier. We're going to start off with the Colorado Avalanche. I think their Christmas wish is pretty simple. Injuries to the top guys gotta stop. Philip Grubauer, Mikko Rantanen, Gabriel Landeskog, Nikita Zazorev. There's a bunch. I hear Nazem Kadri's now out with an injury. Quite a key players have been hurt by injuries for the Avalanche. They have the depth to get through it, but I think the Avalanche would like this injury slide to stop. And the worst part is, injuries happen at the wrong time. It could really hurt your season. The St. Louis Blues Christmas wish list, yeah, they have a bit of an injury thing, but I would say the biggest thing for them, hopefully Vladimir Tarasenko does return soon. He's a big part of that team. It's a big hole to replace. And a repeat of winning the Stanley Cup. They are looking on pace. They could do it again. This is a very good Blues team. The other thing I think they might want to keep on their Christmas wish list in the back of their head, hopefully Jordan Binnington does not run out of steam. As a young goalie, he's not young, inexperienced goalie. You're not used to playing this game since the playoff last year, coming in the season last year, and this season. He's played a total of 80 games in a 12-month span. That's a lot of hockey, ladies and gentlemen. Binnington hasn't shown any signs of weakness. What I've seen, his numbers are a little down, but he's still helping the Blues win. The Blues are trying to give Jake Allen games to help reduce Binnington's workload. I think that's a good part there, but they got to keep that in the back of their head because inexperienced goalies, they do run out of steam. You've seen it, the likes of Carey Price, Matt Murray, Braden Holtby, Corey Schneider at his prime. When you don't get that experience playing night in, night out, it can hurt. But we'll see. Binnington looks like he's ready to go anytime. But that's what I think is the Blues' Christmas wish. The Winnipeg Jets. I think it's a very simple solution wish for the Winnipeg Jets. They want some help on defense. A top 4 defenseman would be nice. This team has been done great so far with all the loss. The Dustin Byfuglien situation. Connor Hellebuck's been great. But they really have inexperience on defense. It's been led by the way of Neil Pionk, Josh Morrissey, Dmitry Kulikov, Luka Spiza, Tucker Poolman. These guys are really been a collective group from the Blues playing a tight defensive hockey. But if an injury happens, that could be to that blue line, especially long term. It could be catastrophic from the Blues. I think Kevin Cheveldayoff, he might be looking for a defenseman. I know I would be, but right now the Jets are playing great at this time. They're doing better, I think a lot of people expected. I have them missing the playoffs, but man, oh man, they look great. But their Christmas wish, a top 4 defenseman to help ease things off. For the Dallas Stars, their Christmas wish. Earlier in the season, will be getting everyone going, which has had they're right now in a wild card spot, a few points out of the 3rd spot in the Central. 2 things I think the Dallas Stars are going to wish. 1, a Ben Bishop injury did not happen at the worst time. In Ben Bishop history, injuries have happened at the worst time. We can go through it. 2014, right before the playoff with the Lightning. 2015, in the finals, playing on one leg. 2016, the first game of the Eastern Conference Final. He was out. 2018 for the Stars near the end of the season when the run for the playoff. So Bishop's injuries sometimes can hit the worst point, and Khudobin, I think he can handle the job, but you do want your number 1, and Bishop is putting up great numbers. The other thing for the Dallas Stars, hey, Jamie Benn, we need some points. We need some goals. Ben had 12 points. Last year he had about 56 points. I think he might be on pace, lucky for 50, unless he really picks it up. So for the Dallas Stars, their Christmas wish, they want Jamie Benn to get going and Ben Bishop injury to not happen at the worst time. The Minnesota Wild, ladies and gentlemen, they are really in the hunt for the playoffs after a horrific start, only having 8 points in their first month. In the first month of the season, they're only 5 points out of the final wild card spot. It's good for a team that has a lot of problems. For the Wild Christmas wish, I would say just keep things going. They are on a great path right now. They've won a lot of games. It's been on the back of rookie goalie Capo Kokkonen. I do apologize for the mispronunciation. He's on a run. He's 3-0-1 in the last 4 games. They're going to probably run the young goalie, the Wild are, and Bruce Boudreau. But the Wild, they want to keep this top pace going. They don't need a slide. If not, they're going to fall off. But this team, they are in a little bit in between the rebuilding and not. But because of the long contract, the Ryan Suter, Zach Parise, the signing of Matt Zuccarello, this team, where are they exactly? It's hard to rebuild when you have that much commitment to guys. But that for the Wild Christmas, let's keep things going the way they're going right now. Keep that hot streak up. The Nashville Predators, their Christmas wish, oh my goodness, they have a world of hate. They were really in the run earlier at the end of October. Now they're officially really 7 points out of a playoff spot, which is just bad. Their Christmas wish list could be better special teams. The power play has been awful. They're once again ranked one of the worst teams in the league. Getting some better goaltending for Pekka Rinne and UC Saros. Both guys have save percentage under 900. That cannot help you win. Look at the San Jose Sharks. But with special teams, that could mean Peter Laviolette might be out of a job here soon, ladies and gentlemen. Special teams fall on the coach, especially with Pete DeBoer unemployed. Maybe Dave Poyle is going to try to get him, but we heard on Insider Trading on TSN, Pete DeBoer is going to take his time from insider Darren Drager. Maybe a chance to play with a good team like the Preds, compete for a cup, might change DeBoer's mind. Who knows? But that for the Preds' Christmas wish list. Better special teams, some more save percentage, and more offense. Finally, the Chicago Blackhawks. Their Christmas wish, you know what? It's really simple. They want that passion and play they had from last season when they were on that run to try to make the playoff. This year, it's just been awful. Patrick Kane getting the job done, leading the team with 32 points, but they need help and more from other guys. Dylan Strome, a little bit falling off. DeBrincat still on pace. Taves falling off after a really great year last year. They're getting great goaltending from Robin Leonard. Their goals against are down from what they were. You can thank Robin Leonard, but the goals for are down as well a little bit. Jeremy Cullen could be on the hot seat. Brent Seabrook with a healthy scratch at one point. Eric Gustafson with a healthy scratch, and he has been awful after a great season last year. The Hawks, it's just been awful. All the moves Stan Bowman made, it just hasn't gone well. Again, with Pete DeBoer on the market, could the Hawks make the trade? It's all up to Mr. DeBoer if he wants to come back. Anyway, there's our Central Christmas wish. Before I go, I just want to talk about one quick thing. Oscar Lindberg of the Philadelphia Flyers was diagnosed with a bone cancer. I wish Lindberg the best in his speedy recovery. It's always unfortunate when a thing like cancer happens. It really stops life. It stops the things you're doing, like playing hockey. It put things in perspective, ladies and gentlemen. We gotta really treasure the time we have with each other, with our loved ones, family, friends, what you're doing, the passion you have, because you never know when that could be taken away from you. So this holiday season, just remember, enjoy what you're doing, have fun, because there could be others like Lindberg, who's a big-time hockey player, not having a good time. Anyway, that's all I got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you enjoyed this exciting edition of Randy Talks Hockey. We'll be back next week with our Eastern Conference Christmas wish as we go through the Atlantic and Metropolitan Division. As always, ladies and gentlemen, remember, watch some hockey and have a great weekend.